In the heart of Central Africa, the land once called Nyasaland sat quietly under the rule of the British Central African Federation, a forced political union that ignored the will of the people. Taxes rose, land shrank, and Malawians watched as their culture and identity were slowly pushed aside. But history shows that sometimes a nation's turning point begins with one determined voice, and that voice came from a man who had been gone for decades. His name was Dr. Hastings Kamuzu Banda. Born in the early 1890s, Banda left Nyasaland as a young boy, traveling across continents, from South Africa to the United States, and finally to the United Kingdom, studying medicine and mastering languages. For over 40 years, he remained abroad, but he never forgot the land of his birth. In the 1950s, Britain merged Nyasaland with Northern and Southern Rhodesia, creating the Central African Federation. To them, it was a political success. To Africans, it was a prison without walls. The people needed a symbol of hope, a leader, a return. And then, in 1958, after long pleas from activists and nationalists, Dr. Banda stepped off a plane and returned home, the prodigal son armed not with weapons, but with knowledge, charisma, and the voice of a people ready for change. Almost overnight, Banda became the face of the independent struggle. He joined and later led the Nyasaland African Congress, traveling from region to region, awakening national consciousness. His message was simple: Malawi belongs to Malawians, and no one else. Crowds grew. Voices rose. Resistance strengthened. The colonial government panicked. In 1959, Banda and dozens of other activists were arrested during the infamous state of emergency. But instead of silencing the movement, the arrest poured fuel on the fire. Protests erupted, support spread, and the world began questioning the Federation's legitimacy. When Banda was released, he returned to even greater popularity. The British government understood that the wind of change had arrived in Nyasaland, and that Hastings Banda was leading it. In 1963, Banda became Prime Minister, and on July 6, 1964, Nyasaland officially became Malawi, finally breaking free from the Federation and British rule. Dr. Banda, once the boy who left home with nothing, became the nation's first president. Though his later years in power became controversial, there is no denying the legacy of his earlier struggle. He brought unity. He brought identity. He brought independence. And his journey proved one truth: sometimes a nation only needs one determined son to come home for freedom to be born. Like, comment, and share to support African storytelling and help this video reach more viewers.